I, Mr. Harivangarwar from BYK College of Commerce, Nasik of Maharashtra, presenting before you the important theory of demand, law of diminishing marginal utility. The law of diminishing marginal utility is first proposed by Dr. Marshall. This law describes a familiar and fundamental tendency of human nature. This law has been arrived at by introspection and by observing behavior of people. This law is based on the two important facts. First is the total wants of a man are virtually unlimited, but each single want is satiable. Second, different goods are not perfect substitute to each other in the satisfaction of various wants. The statement of this diminishing marginal utility theory is as follows. Other things remaining constant, the additional benefit or marginal utility which a person derives from a given increase of his stock of a thing diminishes with every increase in the stock that he has already. It means if a person collects more and more quantity of the same commodity, he will get less utility from the extra additional unit of that commodity. Like this, in consumption also, a person consumes more and more quantity of same commodity one after one, he will get less number of utility from additional unit of that commodity. But this theory is based on some assumptions. When this assumption or conditions remain constant during the operation of law, this theory will become true. The validity of this law depends on the following assumptions. Number one is behavior of consumer is rational and normal. It means person should be normal. He did not mad an abnormal person. Utility is measurable in numerical terms. It is the important assumption of this law of diminishing marginal utility theory. According to the Marshall, utility can be measured in numerical terms, and he has given name utils to that measurement. Next is all the units of the commodity consumed are homogeneous. Means the size of the commodity, taste of the commodity, as well as size, taste and all other natures of the commodity should be same whatever he consumed. Units of a consumption of the commodity are of normal standard size. If a person consumes a commodity should have normal size. If you want to understand this theory, a person should consume such type of commodity which size should be normal. For example, if you want to know satisfaction derived from the units of the sugar which are too much small, we cannot measure utility from the small unit of sugar. As well as if you want to know about the how much utility a person derived from watermelon, which is a big size. That's why size of the commodity should be normal, like bananas, like apples. Such types of commodity we can use to explain this theory, understand this theory, not abnormal size commodities. There is no undue time gap between the successive units consumed. Means units of the commodity should be consumed one after one. There should be no time gap. It means 15 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour, like this. It should be consumed one by one, one after one. If one successfully consumed, second should be taken for the consumption. Another important assumption is there is no change in the taste of commodity, habit of consumer, and income of consumer. Is the important assumption of this theory. This theory we can explain by a imaginary example. We have taken imaginary utility schedule of a person X. Suppose Mr. X is given oranges to eat. He reports the satisfaction received from the consumption of each orange in numerical terms. When he consumes first orange, he receives 6 units of the utility. At this level, marginal utility is 6 units and total utility is also 6 units. When he consumes second orange, satisfaction derived from second unit is 4 units and utility derived from both the units taken together is 10 units. Which is the total utility of Mr. X. When he consumes third orange, satisfaction derived from third orange is 2 units and utility derived from 3 oranges taken together is 12 units, which is his total utility. Fourth orange, he cannot give him any additional satisfaction because its marginal utility is 0. Utility derived from all the 4 oranges taken together is constant at 12 units. At this level, Mr. X reaches the point of total or higher satisfaction. This point is known as satiation point in utility theory. His desire for oranges is fully satisfied at the 4th unit of orange. When he wants to consume one more orange, which is the 5th orange, he experiences dissatisfaction. As a result, utility derived from the 5th unit of orange is negative. This utility schedule we can be convert into graph also. It means we can explain this theory by graph also. In graph, horizontal axis represents number of units and vertical axis represents total utility and marginal utility. When a X person consumes first unit of orange, he will get 6 units of utility, where marginal utility and total utility is same because the first unit is marginal unit when he consumes first unit only. If a person X consumes second unit of orange, he will derive 4 units of utility from second unit. If you add utility derived from first unit 6 plus second unit 4, total utility will become 10. If a person X consumes one more quantity, third quantity of orange, he will get 2 units of utility from third unit. If you add this 2 units of utility in two quantities utility, we will get total utility 12 units. When this person is 4th unit of orange, he cannot get any utility. Where a person gets 0 utility from the consumption of orange and where total utility is highest, this point is known as saturation point. After that, a person wants to consume 5th unit, he will get dissatisfaction. Therefore, from this theory we can conclude that if a person consumes more and more quantity of a particular commodity which is normal, he will get less satisfaction from the extra consumption of the unit. This utility theory has some exceptions. Exceptions should be no. Exceptions means this theory cannot apply for some exceptional things. Number one, hobbies. It is argued that in certain hobbies like collection of stamps, collection of old coins, postcards, etc., every additional unit gives more utility. In these cases, the marginal utility does not fall. On the contrary, it tends to increase. These are not genuine exceptions to the law because in such cases the homogeneity condition of law is violated. Actually, every additional unit is different and unique. Drunkards. In case of drunkards, it is believed that the marginal utility from every additional peg adds to his intoxication till he loses his sense. But here the constancy and rationality conditions are not fulfilled. Misers. In case of a miser, it is believed that marginal utility of money tends to increase as every additional rupee gives him increasing happiness. However, his behavior is irrational and therefore rationality condition is not fulfilled. Music and poetry. In case of music and poetry, it is commonly explained that a repeat hearing gives more pleasure. However, this feeling is not unlimited, for after a certain repetition, it becomes monotonous and ultimately yields disutility. Hence, it is not a genuine exception to the law. Reading. Since more reading gives more knowledge, a scholar gets more and more utility from every additional book. However, knowledge and utility increases only by reading different books. Hence, the homogeneity condition of the law is violated and therefore it is not a real exception to the law. Money functions as a medium of exchange and a store of value. Human wants are ever increasing and to satisfy them, we use money to purchase goods and services from market. It means money does not satisfy a want directly. Goods purchased with money have diminishing utility. Thus, marginal utility of money declines, although very gradually and slowly, but it never becomes zero. This can be seen from the fact that marginal utility of money is more to the poor and less to the rich. From the above analysis, we can conclude that the exceptions to the law of diminishing marginal utility are only apparent and not real. Hence, we can say that the law has universal application. This law has important place in economics at both theoretical as well as practical manner. It theoretically helps in determining consumer equilibrium and also the consumption pattern. It is useful to businessmen and producers to guide them in production process. It also helps to government, particularly finance minister, to formulate tax policies, especially income tax, wealth tax. It is the base of demand because without utility, anyone cannot demand commodity. And it is also explained paradox of value. If you want to more details about this theory, you can refer link kept here as well as books Principles of Microeconomics published by Asian Publication and Modern Microeconomics published by Macmillan Press. Thank you. Thank you very much.